Up next.
Come experience education with no boundaries at Ndejje University, where learning is taken beyond the confines of a lecture room. Come experience Ndejje University's Open Distance e-learning ODEL initiative. The program is flexible, reliable, and affordable with an impeccable support system to help you excel in the areas of engineering, health sciences, arts, education, social sciences, business management, basic sciences, and information technology. It will not matter where you are with our ODEL program. Your education experience at Ndejje University will be of quality. For more information, kindly visit our website at www.ndejjeuniversity.ac.ug or call 0392 730 321. Ndejje University. Come experience a holistic approach to learning.
This week.
Teneza swing like katumbili. Anapika githeri na gas. Anapika chapati na pass. Anapenda vile mina dance. Nikipuff na pass. Niko cut na grass.
Cheza chini chini. Cheza chini chini. It's a Monday but I'm on a Friday.
This week.
It's more important if we can work strategically to grow the game, which they have done well. They worked very well with the Chinese embassy in growing the game of football. They have managed to establish a league.
We are very grateful to all the participating players, the various clubs, and all the managers who have supported the athletes.
The men's individual category was won by Thomas Keddy of Stroke Woodball Club with 97 points, while Sophie Namudu won the women's individual club with 66 points.
To win, it has been really patience. It has been God with us. And then I think it has been our persistence to do it.
Ndejje University TV, your source of knowledge and wisdom.
Fight corruption wherever you are. President Museveni tells the youth at the Patriotism Symposium. His Excellency President Museveni also hails the Indian community as he commissions the Sri Sahajanad Primary School. The Finance Ministry explains budget performance. Ndejje University male hoppers win the Uganda Handball League and the police handball team win in women. Welcome, our dear viewers. My name is Lona Kasasa and this is Live at 8. Here are the news in details. hoping to see more of these projects of Ndejje University students. President Museveni cautioned the youth on emphasizing tribes and religions, which will not help them when they start producing goods and need markets. He said this while speaking to over 10,000 youths on Saturday, the 3rd of December 2022, at the Patriotism for Youth and Investment Symposium held at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. Sarah Charabo has more on the story.
Cheers to my country.
While
I believe as generations evolve,
including
languages
at the
change,
Patriotism for Youth
but the
and
meanings of
Investment Symposium held at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds on Saturday, under the theme
Patriotism for Youth and Investment Symposium,
President Museveni
that is the language we understand.
From the onset was very clear about the problem of corruption and put in place measures to fight it, part of which was the democratization process that gave people the mandate to elect leaders they trust despite the presence of those appointed by the government, like sub-county or Gomola chiefs. Museveni said, stop blaming the youth for failing to exercise their rights to follow up on the money spent in their areas to benefit them, giving an example of the 10 million shillings sent to parishes to support citizens under the parish government model. Youth to give their leaders to provide accountability of the resources from the government. Corruption in Uganda is characterized by grand-scale theft of public funds involving public officials at different levels of society, hindering economic, political and social development. According to President Museveni, corruption worsens poverty and aggravates inequality as resources meant for the poor and the underprivileged are diverted to line the pockets of the corrupt, thus hindering prosperity for all, which is part of the Sirikowa historic mission the NRM government has been preaching since 1986. On patriotism, the core principle and topic of the day, President Museveni cautioned the youth on emphasizing tribes and religion, which will not help them, especially when they produce goods and need markets.
NRM people are wealth creators.
Abantu b'NRM bantu batonzi ba bugagga.
Bamanyi okukola ebyobugagga.
They know how to create wealth.
They are farmers.
Balimi.
And they do other wealth creation activities. And when you do that, you need the market. They want to buy what you produce. If you talk of tribes or sectarianism of religion, you are fragmenting your market. As a producer of wealth, what you need is the people to buy your product.
General Museveni assured the youth and the nation at large that the government is in control and nobody will destabilize the peace of Uganda. Ms. Helen Seku, the private secretary for youth affairs in the office of the president, on behalf of younger patriots, thanked the president for creating an enabling investment environment that has attracted thousands of investors to Uganda who have provided jobs to the young people.
Excellent, sir. Before you are also investors. Sir, I want to thank you for creating an enabling peaceful environment that has attracted many investors from all the continents of the world to come and invest in Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. This is one of the most outstanding achievements and a huge contribution to the youth, because that is how we get employed. The investors employ our youth. I want to give confidence to the investors that there is a lot of peace in Uganda, a lot of stability and steady progress. Even the climate is very favorable. So invite even your cousins and relatives to come and invest in Uganda.
According to the Minister of State for Investment and Privatization, Honorable Evelyn Anite said the function was also meant to celebrate the investors in this country that have made Uganda to be among the top 10 investment destinations in Africa.
She told me that you want to continue implementing your manifesto of securing the future of the young people. And she told me that we can only do this function by celebrating our responsible investors who are investing in this country, but creating jobs by the enabling investment environment that you have created for Uganda, which has thus made Uganda to be number 10 among the top 10 best investment destinations in Africa.
At the same event, the top 50 exceptional and responsible investors were awarded for contributing to secure the future of this country and the people of Uganda. Sala Chirabo, live at 8.
Tumusanyukire tumuwubireko.
Thank you very much, Sarah Chirabo. President Museveni has retaliated his commitment to continue supporting the Indian community, who he described as real business partners. The president made these remarks on Saturday, shortly after commissioning the newly built Shri Sahajanand Primary School located in Bukoto, a Kampala suburb. Sarah Chirabo has more on this story.
On Saturday, 3rd December, President Museveni commissioned the newly built primary school, Shri Sahajanand of Indian Community in Bukoto, Kampala suburb, which will open in February 2023 and will follow the national curriculum. It was built by proprietors of Tolo Cement in partnership with the Indian Shri Kuchi Leva Patel community as part of their corporate social responsibility in Uganda, and will operate under the auspices of Shri Kuchi Leva Patel Summer Trust. President Museveni thanked the proprietors for not only establishing the modern school, but also building a new temple and hospital to benefit the neighboring community. He also hailed the group for their ongoing effort to establish a cement factory in Karamoja sub-region, which will be producing clinker, a key ingredient in the production of cement. The president also hailed the good relationship Uganda has had with Indians, dating back to the early days before their expulsion by the President Idi Amin.
They have contributed a lot in that sector of sugar for a long time. And many others are active in other areas. So therefore, I welcome the efforts of this group. I thank you for the church, for the mosque, the temple. It's a good temple, very good looking. I thank you for the school and for the hospital. But above all, I thank you for the cement factory, which you are now spreading to Karamoja. You are most welcome, and we shall give you all the support.
He talked of the 6 shops owned by Indians in Intungamo district long ago, saying they helped a lot in buying their milk and beef, and in return bringing in what Uganda did not have at that time, like sugar, soap, textile, paraffin, and some agricultural inputs. The school chairman, Mr. Minsa Patel, who is also a proprietor of Tolo Cement in Uganda and Mombasa Cement in Kenya, said the new temple is now the most high-tech temple for the community. As Tolo Cement, Mr. Patel disclosed that they will be taking up 2 students, a boy and a girl, from each of the 56 tribes in Uganda and sponsor all their education through university. He said the hospital will be treating patients using university intern doctors from Uganda who will be working online with doctors in India. The Minister for Kampala, Honorable Minsa Kabanda, commended the Shri Sahajanand community for the new school, which will provide quality education cheaper compared to the private schools in Kampala area. The school launch was also graced by His Highness the Pope of the Shri Kuchi Leve Patel community. Sala Chirabo, live at 8.
The Finance Committee of Parliament asked the Ministry of Finance to give details of how the national budget is currently performing since it was passed on early this year. This happened on the 1st of December in a committee meeting where the ministry officials told the MPs that a sensitive criteria is being followed in releasing funds to the government agencies. Let's have more on this story.
In a committee sitting chaired by Chiwoga East MP Honorable Kefa Chwanka, MPs inquired to know the status and the performance of the national budget of the financial year 2022-2023. The MPs wanted to know how much of the budget has so far been released and why some agencies have been less financed than others.
Which is great. But now that some agencies are at 30%, of course we are going to respond why others are at 50%. Should we expect any collective measure in this quarter? Actually putting it the other way around, how are we performing with our cash budget?
The Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Finance, Ramadan Gobi, described the process under which some government ministries, departments and agencies are prioritized when allocating finances.
That there is a reality that there are those which are statutory, then there are those which are protected votes, in a sense that, for example, if you don't have security, even inflation might not be meaningful. Yeah? There are those, for example, medical stores. If you don't have medicine, you are actually in trouble as a country, and so on and so forth. I can go on and on. So those things are considered when we are putting together the cash limits to release money.
Addressing the press outside the committee meeting, Gobi highlighted notable achievements in the 2022-2023 budget, citing increased revenue collection.
Our performance of other sources of revenue, and then the expenditure performance. And we have told Parliament, number one, URA has performed very well, especially by the end of October, where they had collected a surplus of about 167 billion. And we hope this momentum will go on as the year goes.
However, the Finance Committee chairman questioned the relevance of taxi holidays, wondering if the country is really benefiting out of this financial approach.
Tubasabye akantu konna akalaga nti tubadde tulondoola emisolo gye tugaba okulaba Uganda eyambiddwamu etya, evidence of monitoring the tax expenditure. Then ekyokusatu okutulaga impact ebivudde engeri gye tuganyuddwa mu tax expenditures ezo enjogeddeko nga trillions 10. Na ebyembi ba ministry yabadde ndooza ebibuuzo ebyo tebyetegekedde bulungi, naye omukulu akulira abakozi aba Ministry of Finance, omukulu Gobi Ramadan, atusuubiza nti agenda kuddamu ebibuuzo ebyo abiddemu kimu ku kimu era abituweereze wiiki ejja. Kale ndooza ekivudde.
Gobi also noted that government intends to only acquire loans out of the country to avoid competing with the local private sector from the local banks. Gobi further spoke about recovery funds for small businesses in Uganda.
There have been delayed approvals because of the conditions also in the global market. Interest rates have been rising, and we didn't want to borrow expensive money for Ugandans to pay in the future. So we said, let us first negotiate. So the negotiations have been really quite prolonged, but over time we have been getting a number of projects approved by Parliament. So we told them, as long as we go on approving these monies, we shall be able to fund the budget. I want to tell Ugandans that as a country we run a cash budget. So it depends on the amount of cash we have in the treasury that the budget will perform according to that. So if we have less cash, we release less. We don't go to borrow at any cost in order to ensure that we release the full amount, no. So we released less money in quarter one about 18% instead of 25%. We have improved in quarter 2, but also we shall not be releasing fully. And then we shall go on improving as the conditions improve. Government, at the beginning of this financial year, put in place a small business recovery fund to support the small businesses which have been impacted by COVID to recover. We put in 100 billion, and the banks contributed also 100 billion. So we have a fund of 200 billion. But this fund at the beginning, July, August there, September, it was not performing very well in terms of uptake. People were not taking the money. Why? Because of the conditions. The conditionalities were a bit not business friendly. So we have reviewed those conditions, those terms, with our fund manager, the Bank of Uganda.
Despite a national budget of 48.1 trillion shillings for the financial year 2020-2023 presented to Parliament in June this year, government later forwarded a supplementary budget to cater for non-foresighted expenditures. MPs have since advised government to always allocate money for the contagious fund in compliance with the statutory obligation as per Section 26 of the Public Finance Management Act 2015. Frank Senabulia, live at 8.
And in sports, the Ndejje male handball team, the Hoppers, emerged the national champions of the 2022 Uganda Handball League, where the team remained unbeaten the entire season. Police won the league on the female side in the games that ended last week at Old Kampala. Ansle Mojaru has this story.
The 2022 Uganda Handball Super League kicked off on Saturday 11th June 2022 at Chibuli Sports Grounds, Kampala City, where the league involves teams such as Police, UPDF, Prisons and Ndejje University for the side of men, Kawanda, Victoria, Police, UPDF, Prisons and Ndejje University on the side of women. In this year's edition, Ndejje University male handball team, the Hoppers, emerged the national champions of the 2022 Uganda Handball League, where the team was unbeaten for the entire season, and Police won the league on the women's side. Ndejje University won with 22 points, UPDF second with 16 points, Prisons came third with 15 points, Police also got 15 points but with less goals, pushing it to the 4th position. Evergreen took the 5th position, Chambogo University was second last on the log with 5 points, and Makera University last on the log with 2 points on the men's side. On the women's side, Police won with 28 points, Ndejje came second with 22 points, Victoria came third with 17 points, Prisons fourth with 14 points, Kawanda booked the 5th position with 13 points. UPDF came 6th with 10 points, Chengeza finished 7th with 8 points, and Makere last on the log with 0 points. Sheila Agonzibe, the president, Uganda Handball Federation, was also happy for ending the season successful and at the same time wished Ndejje University team success in the upcoming East Africa University Games.
We are very lucky because we have come to the end of our league, and a very successful league, because we had a problem, and that is COVID, and we had stopped playing 2019. So for all these years we have not been playing, but now we have played the 2022. And I can tell you, I can see the standard of the game has gone up. And we thank God for that, because we were worried. We thought no teams would turn up for the league, and we thought that the competition would be low, but the competition is very high. And with the same spirit, we are continuing to make sure that we qualify in the zone to go for the All-African Games. And we wish our champions, Ndejje University, to continue and be the winners in the coming East African Games.
It was not an easy journey playing home and away. As the fixtures were saying, we have to travel away from Luwero to the city center. Yes, the boys have been together, we've been training as a team. It's good they've put up a good show from the first game, the unbeaten run. I would say that is all any coach would look at, getting the unbeaten, meaning you've been preparing well, everything was in place. It's a day to celebrate, I would say, and I will not put this aside. We have few days, 20 days, to the East African University Games, which will be hosted in Ndejje. We are looking towards it. Yes, this is a celebration, but there's also that main championship that is coming. So we are preparing for it, and we hope for the best.
This league is organized by the Uganda Handball Federation and Prisons. Police handball clubs won the 2021 National League titles. Anslem Ojaru, Alan Gamoli, live at 8.
UCU journalism student Ian Asabo gives us his views about the forthcoming East African University Games, which are to take place on the 16th of December to 21st December at Ndejje University main campus in Luwero.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of UCU Sports Daily. I am your host Ian Asabo, bringing you the latest information concerning university sports and far beyond. There are 10 days left to the East African Games. The University East African Games supposed to be scheduled at Ndejje University from 16th to 21st December, and everything seems to be coming to us to an end in terms of preparations, getting ready for the tournament, having a few teams registered and meeting the deadlines associated with the tournament. So I'm just going to, on this episode of UCU Sports Daily, I'm just going to bring you a few facts as we head towards the tournament and bring on more previews as the days, keep on counting down the days till we reach in Ndejje. I'll be there in Ndejje to provide you with daily information regarding the games, all the results, fixtures, and everything in between. So we're going to expect over 3,000 student athletes at Ndejje University for the East African Games, and it is going to be quite a heavy number in terms of participants going to participate. This is the first tournament, remember, that is going to take place from all the way back in 2019 when it was last held in Dodoma. So 3,000 students are going to be able to participate in 21 different disciplines, including football, basketball, tennis, volleyball, swimming, you name it. 21 disciplines are going to, over 3,000 students are going to take part in 21 disciplines. So we have universities coming all over East Africa. As of today, there are 48 registered universities coming all the way from Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. In Uganda, you have the big hitters in UCU, the hosts in Ndejje. You have Makerere University. Kenya, you get to have the University of Nairobi, Kenyatta University, Mount Kenya University, all bringing students and competitions supposed to participate in these games. Tanzania have representatives of the University of Dodoma and many more. There are 48 universities coming, and this definitely is going to be a festival in terms of university students, because this is the one level or the last level that you find athletes participating with the same age groups, and you know, it's basically the last stage before anyone maybe can go professional. So it's quite interesting to find out in these university games who is the man in terms of various sports going to take part. So I was able to get some few numbers, and it turns out that the hosts in Ndejje University are actually going to enter the most participants in the competition. Around 379 student athletes in different competitions are going to take part from Ndejje. And then representing Kenya with the most students is the United States International University. Remember, that was where the 3-on-3 FISU games were held last November, in which UCU got to take the gold in terms of both the ladies and gents category, that booked them a ticket to the University World Games in Turkey. That was a few weeks back. So United States International University with 234 student athletes representing, and yes, the more chances or the more athletes the university can be able to bring, maybe that's the more chances they are at getting the gold and winning the overall competition. So big up to the universities that are delivering with a lot of students going to make it through. So that is all I have for today in terms of updates on the University East African Games from Ndejje. I'll keep on bringing you more information as we keep on counting down the days towards the big festival. My name is Yana Sabo. Until another episode, Godspeed.
Thank you very much for watching. This has been Live at 8. Until tomorrow, same time, same station. See you.
This week.
Wachiofuna na kulo kindo nywe mukamu